All right, what's going on, everybody? I want to start by saying, first of all, thank you for being such an incredible fan base. I have been rocking with many of you for a very long time. A lot of you guys were actually kids when I first started. And so I'm super excited to talk about two things. One, this year, I'm going to be turning 50, and I have wanted to do something special for my 50th birthday. I'm only a couple months away, and I have wanted to do something, and I figured the only real thing I could do is give back to the people. I want to cover my entire musical legacy from 1995 all the way to the year now, 2025. And how am I going to do that? Well, I didn't realize this happened. Actually, April 22nd, 1995 is a very significant date for me. I actually have the original flyer right here. This is a show that I flew out to when I was, you can literally tell, I was just a kid. I was about 18, 19 in this picture, and I opened up for the Gospel Gangsters. And this was a very significant trip for me because, one, it was the first show that I'd ever really flown out to. It was the first show that I'd ever done anything. I hadn't even really started even recording music yet. I had a couple songs that I started with, and that was really it. But right after that is when two things happened. I met my now wife of 26 years, and right after that, I met my future rhyme partner, Golden Child. And it was just very significant because in a lot of ways for me, that was the beginning of my career. It was the beginning of God's calling on my life to do this incredible thing called Christian hip hop. And I just realized it is 30 years. It is 30 years of doing music. And for the last 5 years, I've actually been a full-time pastor, but that didn't stop me from dropping music. There's still things I feel like I want to write about. There's still things that, God has put on my heart. There's still things that I want to share with you guys. But you guys have been a part of that in some way, shape, or fashion. I feel like I got three eras. The first era is when I started off back in the day when I was known as King J Mac. That was my first rap name. And that was from about 1995 to approximately 1997. When I connected with a guy by the name of Golden Child, and we formed Sons of Intellect. That was like my first beginning stages before I got a record deal. In 1999, I signed my first record deal, dropped my first album in 2000 called 7th Avenue, and as they say, the rest is history. And then I put out a bunch more albums through Tooth and Nail, and that is like my second era, from about 2000 to about 2015. Approximately about 15 years of doing music signed to a record label. And that's where a lot of you guys know me. That's when the Dear Slim stuff happened. That's when kj52 stuff, the Coke Fried Cheeseburger, Peace of Mind, side projects, Sole Purpose, the Dove Awards that I got. All this stuff is like the era of my just hitting the road, touring, all that good stuff, and God was faithful through all of it. But my third era is kind of the era that I'm in right now, which is from about 2015 to right now. That's 10 years, is where I did everything independently. Everything was crowdfunded. Everything was just really just exploring new music and things like that. And so I want to bring back a feeling, okay? I forgot how great it felt to have what I call your CD case, right? Do you remember these things? They're called CDs, right? And there was nothing we were more proud of than our CD case, like putting all our CDs together in one spot, getting them signed, pulling them out while you're hitting the road, all that good stuff. I want to bring back that feeling. I want to bring back the feeling of what it means to have music in a tangible format. And so I figured this is the best way to do it is I'm going to put out my three different eras on two different formats. One, USB cassette. That's right. No, it won't play in your cassette deck. Does anybody even have a cassette player anymore? I don't know. But I want to put everything from that first two eras on a USB cassette. That is all my King J Mac stuff, which I've never put out, which, depending on your opinion, isn't that great. But either way, I want to put that on here for the first time. I want to put all that second era stuff on here for the first time. I want to put all the mixtapes that I dropped, stuck in the 80s, stuck in the 90s. There's a ton of other extra stuff. I want to put it all on one USB cassette for download. You can put it right on your computer. You can play it wherever you want to play it. And then I want to put the rest of my third era on CD case right here. And this is how you're going to get it. You're going to get a full CD case signed of all the albums that I dropped from 2015 to 2025. And so just like always, I've never been able to do it without you guys. I don't have a record label anymore. Everything I do is independent. Be honest with you, I'm a pastor now. So I rely on other people, my fans, I should say. I rely on you guys to make this stuff a reality. So I never felt like I stopped having things to say, and I think that I still do, but I want to celebrate this moment, this 30-year moment with you guys, all right? So please make sure you can check out all the different reward tiers that I have there. I want to celebrate this together, and I want to give back to you. If you want to give something to me, this would be the best 50th birthday present I ever had, is if you could support in this area. So like I said a long time ago, I'll say it again, one love, one God, one way. God bless you guys.